viewers. You're welcome once again to this wonderful educative podcast, Analyze with Shay. Today we are having a wonderful guest. His name is Professor Offornze Amucheazi San. He is the Commissioner for Lands, Anambra State. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we understand that the Ministry of Lands are rectifying title documents. What is title document?
A title document is what shows that the property belongs to you. And in Anambra State recently in February this year, Mr. Governor commissioned what we call the Anambra Geographic Information System. It's a land management system and it's different from what we had in the past. Maybe I'll speak more on it later on. So what we're trying to do now, because we had situations in the past when there are multiple title documents over a particular property. People could buy properties or could sell properties 2-3 times over, and yet all of them will still be registered in the Ministry of Lands. And so there was a lot of confusion. So what we have done, what this government has done, is to introduce the Geographic Information System, which is a modern land administration system. And under this system, you're rest assured that once you are captured within the system, your documents are genuine and there's no problem. So that is why we do the certification exercise, because then we come and validate, come and confirm that what you have. It's a process you have to go through, because you've got to be very sure that it's yours. And once any title is captured in the GIS, then you can go to sleep, and that title is genuine. Maybe I'll speak some more on the GIS later on, of what the GIS is all about, and advantages, and what we stand to gain. And that's why we ask people to come and certify their documents, and make sure that you protect your property, and avoid the situation where someone could go and sell a property that you own. Because the old system we had its shortcomings. But with this new system, rest assured that your documents, the document and your property is properly protected.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So are there consequences? Of not recertifying?
Yes, like I said, we started about May this year, and it will run for a while. And eventually the old system will be decommissioned. That's a word that will be out of use. And when that happens, it means that people who haven't migrated to the new system won't be able to conduct any land transactions. For example, you own a property,
Yes.
and you haven't recertified the property, and you want to sell to Mr. X. If Mr. X comes to conduct a search, and it's not in Anambra, he won't be able to conduct a search. Do you understand me? Because the old system will be shut down eventually. And now, what is the advantage of the new system? When you certify and you migrate to Anambra, you do not even need to come to the Ministry of Lands to conduct a search yourself, You can actually log into our website, www.mol.anambrastate.gov.ng, and then go to online services, make your payment with your card, and then print out your search report yourself. So what we've tried to do is to restore public confidence, which was lacking at the time we came in land administration in the States. And I dare say that Mr. Governor has been able to achieve that. We've been able to achieve that. People have more confidence in land administration in Anambra State. Now that has multiplier effects. Part of that is that if you go to a bank, if you want to get a loan from a bank, and once you are certified, the bank doesn't even need to get a lawyer to conduct a search, unless they just want to do that to be doubly sure. The bank can actually log in to our website from its office, make the necessary payments, and print out. And the receipt also print out the search report, as well as the receipt for the payments online. So as much as possible, we're trying to make our land transactions as seamless as possible and to reduce the barriers minimum. It can be 100%. And the incidence of people coming to the office to want to do certain things. So a lot of things can be done online. And the company doing that for us is an Israeli company. Of course, we know that the Israelis are very good when it comes to ICT, and that's why the company was chosen to run this process for us.
I heard something about Anangis. What is Anangis?
It's called Anambra Geographic Information System. People are familiar with what we call AGIS in Abuja.
Yes.
Abuja Geographic Information System.
Yes.
So ours is called Anambra Geographic Information System.
Anangis is actually digitalized. Does it have an office?
Yes. Yeah. You go to the office, you see we have a session on this. We digitize our records. At the time we came in, we had about 70,000 files. They've all been digitized, and we're on a hybrid now. Some processes are online, and at some stage you still have to move around the files. But eventually, the target is to probably get about 99.5% of our processes online. We still have to run a hybrid because of the challenges we had in the past, and because these allocations, transactions were conducted at the time we didn't have analysis. Of course, there are a lot of challenges that have been there, but as the years go by, and the challenges are tackled, as the problems are cleared off, a lot of things will be online. For example, now, like in the past, we have what we call a service center. That's where the process starts. And for the service center, the documents are scanned, it goes straight to the system, and everything is stored in the cloud. So that's the advantage. Everything we have now is stored in the cloud. So tomorrow, at any point in time, even if we have a system breakdown, you can always retrieve what is stored in the cloud. That's the major advantage of this. So, unlike in the past when files could disappear. So once a file is now treated within the cloud, even if the file disappears as a twin, you'll simply log in. And then even you, as an individual, like I said earlier on, can log in either with your survey plan number, or with your CFO number, or what we call the UPI number, given to all land registered at Anambra State. So you can actually log in yourself and print out what you want to print out. See what is about your property. And the system we have is such now that if someone were to come to register your land, this is what people sell the same land 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So someone has sold to you and goes to sell to Mr. A. If Mr. A comes to register, provided you registered it, if Mr. B comes to register it, he's going to flag it.
Yes.
Because the survey will show it, the system will flag it, the land is already registered. So that way your property is secured. And no one will be able to register your property that's been sold to you. It also helps to stop the issue of multiple sales of land, which is very common. Someone sells to A, B, C, D, E, F, and depending on who comes with the perfect title first, the others come and say, but I bought from the same person, and then the usual wahala, they go to court, the police, etc. But with this now, once you purchase a property, you give me your documents. My advice is come to Ministry of Lands immediately and take steps to secure it by perfecting the title. And if tomorrow the person who sold to you goes to another person to sell to him, that person will never be able to perfect his title. Because once he puts in the application, the survey plan system will immediately flag it and it will show that this property has been registered.
So are there punishments you people give to people who try to resell their lands more than once to different people?
Well, we have a law in the States that punishes land grabbing. But again, when you sell multiple times, of course that's an offense. And the proper thing to do is to go to the police to make a report. That's criminal. You can also take out an action against the person who sold to you and has sold another person. Civil action, asking for a refund of your money. There are different options depending on what you want.
So, Christian, how do your ministry treat cases of when someone buys the land and then the youths, I think it's called youth
restiveness.
Restiveness, yes, sir. How do you people manage this?
Yeah, we make a distinction between, in Anambra, we have what we call state land and non-state land. State land is land that has been acquired by the government, compensation paid to the community, and so that becomes government property. So when government allocates land to you, you can actually go in and commence development on your land. But you find this youth restiveness more with communal lands. People buy from, a lot of communities have all kinds of challenges. And you buy from a community and you want to commence work, the youths come out and insist you have to give them some money. It's not peculiar to Anambra State, it has become a Nigerian law. I don't know about the north, it's common in Lagos, common in Chuckwuma, it's common in River State, it's common in Enugu State. All over, that's become a problem. And sometimes people come to us to report demolition, and we try to intervene. It's not our responsibility because it's not state land. But all the same, we try to engage the youth because it's all about government showing some concern with what is going on in the state. And so we usually invite the communities, we have discussions with them. And sometimes they make demands. Oh, we want to know, yes, we sold your land, but we want you to do one or two things for the communities. So my take is that real estate firms or companies should be able to have some interface with communities. And that's why we advise persons who want to purchase land in communities now, don't just deal with the President General of the community or with the traditional community. Also try and ensure that the youths are also involved. Whatever discussion you want to have with them in terms of what can be done for the community, let them carry that along. Because eventually, as the years go by, are the ones who become elders and begin to agitate. But it's also important for our young ones to realize that everywhere, if you go to other states, you go to Lagos, all our people are in Lagos. It's also people's communal land, ancestral land, that was acquired by the government, or that were acquired by people, that we also acquire to build houses. So we should also be open our arms of welcome to persons who have come to our communities to invest and encourage them. It's very important because that's why you see on average people finish school in Anambra State. Where do they go to next? They go to River State, they go to Lagos, they go to Abuja, where there are better opportunities as it were. And that's why Mr. Governor is talking about making Anambra State a destination. That's why the mantra of this government to make this state a destination where you can live, learn, work, relax, and enjoy. That is playing part of the program of Mr. Governor. For example, today we have about 5,000 hectares of land acquired in the southern part of the state to create what we call the Anambra Mixed Industrial City. That is where we now want all the industries in the state to be sited. And as I speak to you, I know the Ministry of Power is working in conjunction with EADC to take a 2 kVA power line to that site. I also know that plans are online to also begin construction on the roads to ensure that the roads are properly tarred. And so, when those industries come, of course, when those industries come, it's our youth who will be employed. It's our youth who will get the jobs. And that's why Mr. Governor is also taking steps to dualize a lot of roads in the states. Because you know, as well as I do, that many states have been dualized.
Yes.
To make access, movement around the state very easy. And of course, after working, people expect that on weekend you unwind. And that is why the Front City is there. I mean, that's the first of its kind in these parts. And the people expect, because we look forward to a state where you have, not just in Anambra, where you have people from outside Anambra, where you have expatriates who feel free, who will feel relaxed, coming to live and work in Anambra. And over the weekend, when it's the weekend, you have somewhere you can go to and relax. It wasn't there before. Now it's there. And whether people agree with it or not, it will also help to boost the economy of the states. Because every weekend, particularly on weekends, you see people come from other states to wind down and relax. That has a multiplier effect because the hotels will have guests.
Yes.
And so weekends, when you may find that weekends most hotels will be fully booked because people have come to have some relaxation and enjoyment at the fun city. So we say to our youth, please do not scare investors away. It's very important. I agree, youth want things done for them, for the community. I think it's better to look at the bigger picture. What do we stand to gain from this investment in our community, as against how much money we'll get into our pockets? And if that proper understanding is there, of course, the number of the youth of the community will be employed in that company. Of course, there are women who sell, in our society, who sell food. There are workers there, restaurants will open up, transportation, etc. So that will have a multiplier effect on the economy, not just the community, but also of the states.
For newbies who have not purchased lands before, can you just describe or just explain to them how to go about it? People who want to acquire land properties that have not done it before, just explain to them the right way, where the right place to go, and how to go about it.
Yeah, if you look at what we introduced, and there are so many quotes estates in the states, and those estates are regulated by the Town Planning Department of the Ministry of Lands. And so what we do, every quarter we publish the list of approved estates, so that people do not throw away their money. Sometimes people go to certain places and then just throw away money, and then at the end of the day begin to regret it. So my advice is, first of all, if you want to buy from an estate, confirm. If you go to our website, www.mol.anambrastate.gov.ng, you will see the list of approved estates and the list of all those undergoing approvals. So someone tells you, oh, I have land in Lion Estate or Beer Estate or Cat Estate to sell. Go to our website, confirm, is this estate registered? Does the government know about this estate? That's the first step. And when that has been done, then the next thing then is to ask for the title documents. In some estates, what they do is outright assignments. They just sell out the land. For some estates, they have what they give you a sublease, so depending on what it is, with the documents they have, you're able to, like I keep on saying, and go to the website with the title, with documents given to you. Log in. If you're not buying from an estate, you're buying from an individual, ask him or her for his title documents. Ensure that it is registered. If you have a document today on our Anamji's portal, then you can be sure that that document is genuine. Some sell with survey plans. I never advise that. That's why I always say, do not buy except you are buying from someone who has a validly registered title documents. And most importantly, I tell people, because I have seen a lot of situations, we want to buy land. Go and meet a legal practitioner, lawyer. Let the lawyer do the proper diligence, conduct the due diligence. Why do I advise that you go to meet a lawyer? It's not because I'm a lawyer. It's because you can hold him liable, responsible, if he hasn't done the right thing. The lawyer wants to ensure that he doesn't lose his license to practice. And so you take all necessary steps to conduct a proper due diligence before he advises you to purchase the property. You may not have the opportunity yourself or the time to log in to that, although it's very simple, but the lawyer can do that for you. If you want to be doubly sure, if you want a double assurance, you can also come to the ministry again upon a recent application and also conduct a search and still get a report from the ministry. So with that, you can then advise the client, I've done my due diligence, I have my search report, this land is genuine. You can then proceed to buy the land. So for all those who want to buy land, I mean, Anambra, there are a lot of problems everywhere. There are areas where people, community land particularly, people have sold and resold and resold. I see that all the time, 4 times, 5 times over. And so, but once it's been sold and there's a document and it's captured in Anamgis, yeah, once it's captured, it means there's no other, there's no adverse title. And therefore, that is why we are captured, and that's why it's registered. So that's what I advise people to do. But as much as possible, try to use a legal practitioner when it comes to land transactions. He will go the extra mile even more than you, because he runs the risk of losing his license, practicing license, or into trouble if it turns out that his diligence wasn't properly conducted.
With the way Anambra is going, with the way the Solution government is handling Anambra State, do you think Mr. Solution should come back for the second term?
What do you think? Of course. I mean, you can't, the achievements are so numerous to begin to mention. But let me just take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. I mean, it's one that touches everyone.
Yes.
One, today, you know there's free education in Anambra State.
Yes.
All the way to what? SS3. It's free education. I know what that means. There are several families who couldn't afford to pay school fees. Today, our children can attend school free, at least secondary or secondary education. At the time we came in, there was a lack of teachers. As I speak today, Mr. Governor has employed 8,000 teachers, and thereby ending the era of schools without teachers. In the same vein, Mr. Governor has employed several medical workers, doctors, nurses, etc. And you know that 5 general hospitals have been constructed, all in Anambra North, as well as rehabilitation of the existing ones. Today, if you go to Amako, you will see the trauma center that is almost completed. That's one of the largest you can find around. Of course, people talk about Africa, Dubai, Taiwan. Many people also don't understand what it means. What is Dubai known for? What is Taiwan known for? Dubai is a destination. People attend Dubai, go to Dubai for conferences, leisure, holidays. That's part of what we started. But to be able to do that, you need to have the roads to move around. As of today, about 800 kilometers of routes, contracts have been awarded, about 465 have been concluded and are in use. Routes are being dualized. Because the government looks at, it's either he says, I want what Anambra could look like in the next 100, 200 years. And this is the best time to do that. So more roads will be realized to open up the state, to make access easier and movement much faster. But even my ministry, the GIS we have, at the time we came in, public confidence in land administration was at an all-time low. But today, I can say with a sense of humility, that we're able to restore public confidence in land administration in Anambra State. And like I said, with the GIS that we have, you can, once you have certified your documents, you can log in with your phone. You can log in. You want a search, you can log in and make your payments and print out your search reports. And so all documents that have been certified, or even the new ones that have been uploaded, you can deal directly. Now, what is the implication of that? There's confidence in land administration. And so when you go to a bank and you say, I need a loan to inject into my business, the bank will say, yeah. The bank will sit down in the office there and let us confirm if your document is genuine.
Yes.
Let's confirm if it's on the GIS. And once they do that, then they can deal with you. Is it the business innovation and incubation? Those who have been trained on ICT. That's what Taiwan is known for. So, the government is trying to lay a foundation. Skyscrapers will come. People think it's just about skyscrapers, they will come later. The foundation has to be there. And I told you about about the Anambra Industrial City. It's been designed, we're trying light to that area, and then we find the industries will come. That will stop, it will stem the exodus from Anambra of our youths. So that when you graduate, there are jobs opportunities, the opportunities available here in the States. So achievements are too numerous. Of course, everyone knows. People may not understand, but I think it's a nice thing that for the first time we truly have a government house.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't take it away. Is it about the generation? Have you gone to Oboko to see what's happening in Oboko? I mean, go to Oboko. And the roads have been tied in Oboko, the general hospital and the school, and public water, and solar street lights. And I can tell you, because of my ministry, that all landlords in Oboko have not applied. They now want their CFOs. Mr. Governor was gracious enough to give them a concession. It's a flat rate. I can bet you in the next couple of years, you begin to see beautiful buildings in Oboko. Because more projects are going on there. And with time, people will begin to sell. And these structures will spring up. That is because of the urban regeneration of Mr. Governor in Oboko. Have you gone to Ekulobia?
Yes, I've
Of
done
course,
it.
everyone knows what it was like.
Yes.
To drive through Ekulobia was impossible. Today you need to go and see the flyover, the modern markets, the park, etc. A lot more is coming. The Nobi market, that area, part of the dollarization. Because again, Nobi Junction is another area where at certain times of the year you can't move around. So, and that's why we're telling Anambra, pay your taxes. Because, like we always say, your tax is working for you. Without taxes, without money, government cannot work. And in all this, and that's the most important thing, and people need to know that in all this, Mr. Governor has not borrowed a dime. For all you have seen in Anambra State, not one government has been borrowed. As I speak to you, we have paid our counterpart funding for the BEP up to 2024. Pensions are being paid gradually. The backlog is being cleared. Again, all this without borrowing one kobo. And I'm sure you've heard about our new cities that are in the offing 2.0. Because the government intends to reclaim Anambra and make a destination point. We have a lot of challenges. After Lagos, we have the smallest landmass of all the states in Nigeria. But Lagos is expanding because the ocean is there. We keep on reclaiming. We are contracting because the ocean is dealing with us. That also explains why we have the challenges, why a lot of emotion when it comes to land matters, issues of land in Anambra State. So I can go on and on and on and on. But I just